We have been calling this a civil war, but, it's not just Iraq. It's Syria, too, involved. And I don't know if it's right, after I read your piece today, which I think was fascinating, I'm not sure if it's right to even call it a civil war. You said it is a what?
It's really a Sunni revolt. That is, if you look from Libya through Pakistan, what you see is the old order was structure of dictatorships. All these dictatorships, or most of them, have been unsettled or overturned by these radical Sunni movements that are jumping in to fill the void. And what we've got to ask ourselves, how much can we do in the midst of this huge sectarian warfare where these Sunni groups are trying to assert power and take over, in some cases towns, in some cases cities, in some cases whole countries? And do we want to be, in every case, battling them? So the crucial question in Iraq is, do we want to be the Prime Minister of Iraq, Nouri al-Maliki's Air Force? Because that guy is a nasty sectarian thug who has systematically excluded the Sunnis, caused really this insurgency. He's being helped by Iran.
Yeah.
Do we want to be the Air Force to Iran's Revolutionary Guard?
Right. And you said that this has a lot to do with Iran. It also, you said, has a lot to do with, during the start of the war, right, how the government of Iraq was picked by President Bush, correct?
So what happens is we go into Iraq, we go in with a light force. Remember, Rumsfeld wanted to do it that way. So we needed allies fast, and we decided we were going to pick an ally, and our allies became the Shia, who are in the majority in Iraq. Problem is they're in a minority in the Middle East. And so what that did was it attracted all these Sunni groups from all over the rest of the Middle East, funded by the Saudis, sometimes by Turks, by all kinds of other characters, because there are about 85% Sunnis in the Middle East and only 15% Shia. And so they all came in all determined to undermine this new Iraqi government.
Because the Sunnis were in power, right?
The Sunnis were in power, yeah.
And so they felt alienated after the start of the war, and President Bush decides that he wants someone who is a Shia to lead the Shia government to lead the country.
The key, I think, is we have to understand is we go in think we're going to do good.
Right.
We picked a side.
Right.
And what's happened is the consequences of picking a side in a very complicated three-cornered struggle is that there's been the blowback.
Right. So it's not as simple as should we put boots on the ground, should we do airstrikes. It's way more complicated than that, because even if we do all those things, it has not solved the problem about who's going to run the country, and if Sunni and Shia are involved together in the running of that country, correct?
Which is why President Obama is saying, this is my moment of leverage with the government of Iraq. What I'm saying to you guys, you get your act together, you create an inclusive government, then we'll support you, because I don't want to be the Air Force to one side of this society.